Okay. How's that? Can you see yourself?
Yes, I can.
I can see myself too.
Wonderful.
Good?
Good.
Alright. Hello and welcome to episode 2 of the With Pointed Sticks podcast, a knitting, crafting, hobbying, and cattle dogging podcast.
Nice.
Should have planned that better.
No,
I
that
said
sounded
podcast
great.
Twice.
Eh,
Production.
it's a podcast.
It's a production.
It's a podcast.
We produced a podcast.
We're producers.
We're both right. Okay. I'm Susan.
I'm Ryan.
And if you were here before, thank you for coming back. And if this is your first time here, then hey,
Welcome.
welcome. Thanks for coming. 50 people watched our podcast.
That's a strong number. Week 1.
Week 1. So first let's do some administrative stuff, huh?
Yes, let's.
Because without me yelling, because I'm pretty angry about it. So we've been trying to get the podcast on iTunes. Currently it's only on YouTube. But it's a big
To do.
That's nicer than what I was going to say.
Keeping it PG. Yeah, keeping it PG for now.
Without getting too technical, let's just say I already pay for a lot of hosting on my site, and apparently you can't put videos there. They're like, no thank you, you need another service. So I paid for another service, and it was not what I thought it was. So basically this week has just been me yelling into the abyss about hosting. So we're figuring it out. Someday it'll be on iTunes.
We've been yelling into the abyss a lot today. I feel like we've mentioned that a few times.
This week we've been yelling into the abyss. It's been a weird week.
Yeah.
This was a good day though.
This is a very good day.
We'll talk about that in a second. What's
Absolutely.
my other admin stuff? The Ravelry group on Ravelry is updated. You're not on Ravelry because you don't knit.
No.
I am though. I'm with Pointed Sticks,
It would
and
just get in the way.
you wouldn't get in the way. And the group is called With Pointed Sticks, and it's been around for a while since my old podcast, but I archived some old topics, so it's all relevant now. Yay! You can come talk about the episodes. We also have a thread for things you have feelings about, which is one of our segments.
Yes.
Yeah. And a section or a thread, I should say, to show off your pets.
Indeed.
It's so cute. Everyone has the cutest little puppies and kitties, and I don't know if there's anything else.
That should be enough.
Well, people have other things, too.
Yeah.
Like other animals.
That's true.
Yeah, like ferrets.
Mm.
Wow.
Those are vicious.
What noise do... No, they're not!
Yes, they are, aren't they?
You're thinking of koalas.
Just eat bamboo.
That's pandas.
That's pandas.
You're not even on the right continent. They eat eucalyptus.
Sometimes.
Oh, and also I would like to mention, we are Craftsy and Amazon affiliates. Or the podcast is.
Hooray!
Do you know what that means?
No.
I'll tell you what it means. It
Thank
means
you.
that sometimes in the show notes when I link to things, I will link to Craftsy or Amazon, and it doesn't cost anyone anything. But if you buy anything on those sites, we get a kickback. And hey, maybe we can get hosting.
Swish!
So I like to say that up front.
That's some good stuff.
So that's all I have for administrative things. Do you have anything to say on that end?
Nah.
No?
No.
No. Because you didn't even watch the podcast.
Shh.
You knew what happened.
I was there when it happened. And I just don't like to hear my own voice.
I hear it all the time. It's fine.
Ugh.
I don't like mine either.
Yeah. Yours is fine.
No.
It is. We got...
What do you want to talk about first? Well, yeah, we have all the segments today. We have all the segments.
all the segments.
We have Tested on Knitter, Needles, Yarn Cabinet. We almost didn't have a yarn cabinet, but I fixed that right up today.
Yes, we did.
Oh, did I leave that in your car? Ryan, I left my new stuff in your car.
You should go get it.
Pause.
I'll grab it.
Wait, how do I... Okay, so in this week's episode of Ryan Gets Things from His Car, what were we talking about? The segments.
Yarn cabinet.
We've got Test a Non-Knitter. We've got Needles. We've got Yarn Cabinet. We've got Hobbies.
We do.
We've got Storytelling.
We do.
We've got Jackson Chronicles. And we have things we have feelings about. So, don't start yawning, right?
Sorry. I thought that Diet Coke would help.
Did not help.
Nope.
Look at, I'm just sitting here in a pile of yarn. This is actually all my dreams in one place. So do you want to talk about what we did today first?
Sure.
Okay. Today we went to Slater Mills, which, as far as I can tell, is a historical place
It's a landmark.
and a museum. It's a museum
Yes.
of mills. And they had... it's in Pawtucket, Rhode Island. This is the least eloquent I've ever been. Anyway, it's like a museum and a mill. Well,
All
it's
in
both
one.
things.
It's
both
all in
things.
one.
And they had machinery of... like, they had looms, and they had a sock maker,
They did.
which was pretty cool, from like the 1800s, except the socks weren't very soft. They should really take that up with the people. And it was fun, but we went there because they were having what they call a Knitters Weekend,
Yes, they were.
which I learned about just last night on the Instagram, because, I can't remember her real name to save my life of me. Can't remember her name, but she's Shoelace Switcher on Instagram, and she is of the Woolly Diversions blog. You don't know her.
No.
But she posted that she was there on Friday night, and I was like, what? I was in bed, barely conscious. And I said, that looks fun. And then I noticed she hashtag Rhode Island. And I was like, wait a minute, we were right near Rhode Island. So we went. Did you have fun?
I did.
Yeah.
I learned a lot.
What did you learn?
Lots of Twinkle.
We went, okay, so they had a marketplace of local farms and independent dyers, etc. They had some buttons.
They did.
And
Some gauges.
Oh, a needle
Needle
gauge
gauges.
checker.
I read some stuff while I was there.
Yeah. Yeah, she has an Etsy shop that I'll post a link to. She makes these little wooden needle gauge checkers. Needle size checkers. And they have animals imprinted on them, and she has wooden buttons. I was looking for one that she has on Etsy that has Cape Cod on it, and it said Cape Cod is for knitters. She didn't have that one there, so I'll order it on the internet.
She had Rhode Island and Mass.
Yeah, but it said Massachusetts Commonwealth of Knitters,
Mm.
and I just really
It's weird.
I liked the Cape Cod one better.
Yeah.
I like Cape Cod.
Yeah.
So, by that, so it was a marketplace of all these little
I thought
local
it was good.
local things. Yeah, it was fun.
Very nice.
There was no sheep,
No.
but I'm okay with that because it was inside.
Mm.
I had so much fun
I did too.
because it's so fun being around people who also like knitting as much as I do, because everyone was walking around with their scarves on.
And their hats.
And they're like,
their
oh,
mittens.
this is my, the first second we walked in, a woman was like, oh, this is my Martina Baim shawl. And I'm like, I know that one. It was, I don't know, it's just fun to be around all those people. And I booked our hotel for Rhinebeck.
Yes.
So Rhinebeck is like that show, but on speed. I'm so excited.
First taste.
All right, so I'll show what I got in yarn cabinet, but we'll talk about knitting or
Okay.
needles. What do you have on your needles?
Oh,
Just kidding. I finished some things.
yeah?
I was a high-speed finisher this week.
Mm.
So first up, I have my skinny mitts that I made for my boss. For reasons I still cannot disclose, maybe someday. And these are of Barocco Pure Merino.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have color names, they're just red. And they're cably. It doesn't make any more sense this time, Ryan. Pretty. They're really soft. I want to knit myself some mittens sometime.
Might be a good idea.
I only have store-bought mittens,
Mm.
and they're isotoners, so they're pretty warm because they're lined with fleece, but they're still not wool, so they're not really insulating.
It's not quality.
They're fine. They're just not a material. Well, I've had them for years and years, but I also wear them on the subway, so I'm kind of like, ugh, it's time to burn them. It's disgusting. I don't want to wash them because I'm afraid of what the water's going to look like when I take them out. I know. And I finished my hitchhiker.
Woohoo!
I know.
Teeth.
I didn't make it to 42 Teeth.
Mm.
But that's okay because I've never seen Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy or read it. What am I talking about? I've never read it. So that doesn't matter to me. I think I have like 37 teeth or something. You hold this end.
Okay.
Look. Wait, hold on. Which shows more teeth? Oh, it's pretty. Oh, I forgot to do test a non-knitter.
We can do that right after this.
Well, I have to do it first because it applies to this.
Oh.
Ryan, it's like we're not even professionals.
Test me on the spot.
Blocking.
Closing up the loose ends.
Nope.
Creating a cube.
Nope. Science.
I don't know.
You don't know?
I have no idea.
That's your only guess?
Those
Making
are
a
my
cube?
No, I thought closing up the ends and making it all neat.
I guess that's a good guess. Blocking is actually when you finish something and you either soak it in water or you can do it with steam from an iron. But you wet it and then you spread it out so that it blooms and the fibers all even out and the stitches even out. So it reaches its finished size and finished look.
Huh.
Yeah. This needs to be blocked.
Yeah.
Right now it's too small. I can show you. Take off my old color affection that the dog has been gnawing on. It's not his fault. It smelled like Mexican food.
Which I guess isn't our fault.
It smells like a sheep in here.
Bandito. It's cute. It's got strings.
It's something's wrong. Okay. Yeah, so it definitely needs to be blocked because it's not, forget it. It's not as long as I thought it would be. But I didn't do all of the teeth because I didn't want to run out of yarn totally because I'm making a beekeeper's quilt out of scraps of sock yarn. And I like to have some left over because look how pretty this is. I would like this in our beekeeper's quilt.
What's a beekeeper's quilt?
I'll tell you.
Please do.
It's a pattern by Tiny Owl Knits.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just with extra scraps of sock yarn.
Mm-hmm.
You just make, they're called hexi puffs. So it's just a hexagon that you stuff.
Yes.
I don't stuff them, so I'm making hexi flats. And then you sew them together. And it makes a blanket. So someday we'll have a blanket with all the scraps of the socks I've made us.
Fantastic.
Aw. So that's all I finished.
Okay.
But that seems like enough, right?
That's a lot.
I finished a few things.
Yeah, you were busy this week.
Yeah. I have my scarf back. It's cold down here. Ryan, what was your favorite part about the fiber weekend? Knitting weekend at Slater Mill.
Lots of Twinkle.
We're getting to that.
I know. That was my favorite part, you asked.
Your favorite part was the twinkle?
I just thought that was so hilarious. I couldn't stop thinking about it. It was just too funny.
Okay, before we get to that, I have some things I'm working on right this second.
Alright, what do you got?
Okay, well, I have a honey cowl.
Mm-hmm.
Which is a cowl. Look. Feel it right now. Okay, so this pattern is the ever popular honey cowl that I've made quite a few of. And the yarn is Madeline Tosh Pashmina worsted. Pashmina is usually a sport weight.
Pashmina.
It's got cashmere in it. Merino
Ooh, cashmere.
Yeah, maybe I forget what the other thing is. Maybe nylon.
Gore-Tex?
Well, I know it's not Gore-Tex. Maybe Teflon. So I'm making this because it is really cold. And when I walk to work in Boston, every street is like a steam tunnel. Nope, like a wind tunnel. Coming at my steam tunnel would be Bernie. Wind tunnel coming at my face, and I don't really have any scarves that I can like do like this and be warm. Because they're all fingering weight. So this one's heavier and really soft. So I have 2 skeins of this, and I'm hoping that's going to be enough. Because right now it's not very tall. No, so hopefully that'll be enough. I do this while I knit on the... No, I do this while I read on the train. It's easy.
You do that while you knit, huh?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then I'm also making a cowl for my mother. I didn't get very far. This is the To Infinity and Beyond cowl by Hoki Locatella. I don't know, put it in the show notes. It is in Malabrigo sock yarn, in the Indicita colorway. Just super pretty. My mother picked this out on the internet by herself. Ryan. And she wants a cowl because all her friends at work have cowls. Or infinity scarves, I guess.
Of course.
And she wants one too. And that's fine, I can do that.
Infinity scarves, huh?
Do you need an infinity scarf?
I could use an infinity gauntlet.
Oh, spoiler alert.
Oh!
Batman has a cowl.
Yes, he does.
Yeah. So, that's a thing about him that I know. That's what I finished and I'm working on. I'm trying to keep it simple, stupid, so that
Gotta kiss it.
word, so that I can finish things and start new things. Get the show on the road. So I guess yarn cabinets next, huh?
Let's roll.
I did pretty good not buying a million things today, though.
I was impressed.
Thank you. I took out cash. So I didn't spend more than I took out.
Limited.
Yeah, I didn't spend more than I took out,
Yeah.
which is a good plan.
Smart.
Thank you. So I've been trying to buy more independent. Right. Smear.
Mirror.
Okay. I've been trying to buy more independent dyer yarn. And luckily, there were some of them there.
Hot damn.
So the first place I bought things was the Fiber Stash booth. And I have their card. Fiber Stash, hand-dyed roving and yarn. Owned by Christy Carr. Who's the one who owned it with her husband?
That's the one.
It's the same one?
Yep.
Oh, yeah, okay, because this one has his name on it.
Oh.
Oh, yeah, these are different.
That's interesting, because that's the one he put in the bag.
Huh, maybe he's quitting and she doesn't know.
Oh my god.
I'm just kidding. I'm sure he's not. This is their card. Oh, you 100% can't see that, can you?
No.
Well, I'll put it in the show notes.
Yeah.
Fibers.
It's a good looking card.
It's cute. Fiber Stash. So, her yarn, much of it has Twinkle.
Much Twinkle.
Twinkle. So the first I bought was a Twinkle Toes sock yarn, which is 75% superwash merino, 20% nylon, and 5% twinkle. Can you see a twinkle? Probably not. These are going to be my Valentine's socks. And I think Claire from the New Hampshire Knits podcast, she was talking about some yarn with twinkle. And I kept thinking that was so cute. I'm like, oh, she's saying twinkle when it's like Stelina or Angelina or something. And I was like, twinkle's like the cutest way to put that, because no, who cares what Stelina is? It's twinkle, like that's what it is.
And for the non-knitters, it's hilarious.
So
It is.
So, but then I found this, and I think she likes to buy local yarn, so I want to say this was what she had, was Fiber Stash. And it actually does say twinkle. That's so great.
It really does.
So good.
And it twinkles.
Also, if you don't listen to Claire's podcast, you should, because it's very good. Ryan, you should listen to it. I'm just kidding. You don't even listen to this one. Are we fighting?
No.
Okay. And then the other thing I bought from her, and him actually, from Fiber Stash was this bat, which is 90% Corriedale and 10% Twinkle.
It's a lot of
Twinkle.
A lot of Twinkle.
A lot of Twinkle. I'm gonna be very honest. I don't know how to spin a bat. I hope to figure it out when the time comes. This is looking really purple. It's actually like a
It's a dark blue.
It's a dark blue with like greenish sparkles. Why did it just turn sepia?
It was probably trying
Did you see
to...
that?
Yeah, it was probably trying to compensate for all the blue you're putting in the camera.
Oh yeah, that's pretty fun.
Don't break your camera.
I'll do what I want.
Okay.
Don't tell me what to do.
You're right.
Okay. And then the second booth I bought stuff from was Play at Life Fiber Arts. Long on color. They offer yarns and fibers dyed with a light heart and playful attitude. And you can kind of see that because they had the funniest color names.
They really did.
They had some really pretty gradient yarns. And one of them, what was the name of it? Single Man Tear.
Single Man Tear.
I was cracking up.
Yeah.
Pretty good. No offense to you.
No, it's
none taken.
It's fine.
Okay. So I picked this up, which is Just Sparkle Sock with 75% superwash merino, 20% nylon, and 5% stellina, but I'm gonna call it Twinkle.
It's Twinkle.
I'm gonna call it Twinkle. So it's kind of like taupe and lilac and some gold. It's beautiful. And do you want to talk about this one? 'Cause
Absolutely.
this is for you. This
Yes.
goes in your stash.
So this is Play It Life, and this one's Dark Forest of Endor. It's a Star Wars
So
reference.
we had to get it.
I had to get it.
We had to get it.
Oh my god.
Which like
You
I'm
wanna show
really
the people?
I'm really susceptible to yarn marketing in that way. Like if I don't like a color of something, if they're like, "Oh, actually it's from Bob's Burgers," I'm like, "Actually, I'm buying it right this second." I'm like really susceptible to that. So this is like dark greens, almost black.
A lot of
foresty.
green, heavy on the green.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be a forest.
You can see that.
Yeah.
I love the Ewoks. They're so cute.
Yeah.
And that's why they're there for people like me.
Absolutely. They're not there for people like me, for sure. That's for certain. That is for certain.
So that's all I have for yarn cabinet. That's all I have for yarn cabinet.
That's all the new stuff from today.
I have 2 skeins coming in the mail. One should be here Tuesday. The other one is coming from Canada, so who knows where it is. But I bet it'll be polite and apologize for
I'm
being
sure.
so late.
Yeah.
Why are we like way... Is that better?
Sure.
All right, what do we have next, Ryan?
Oh, what's on this show notes here?
Hobbies.
Hobbies.
This is you. You go first.
You want me to
please.
start?
Oh,
All
yeah.
right. So,
Excuse me.
so we were at, what was it, Slater's Mill? Is that what it's called?
Slater's Mill.
Slater's
yeah,
Mill.
in Pawtucket.
In Pawtucket. So, after witnessing much purchasing, I got a little envious, I guess you could say. So we took a quick trip further up 95 to the Providence Place Mall. Stopped into Newbury Comics, one of my favorite places.
Is Newbury Comics a national chain?
I think they are. I'm not sure.
I don't know.
I can't say for certain because I've never seen one outside of
Why
Illinois.
don't you give a brief description of what it is for
right.
someone who hasn't been there?
Well, Newbury Comics is very much a... I don't know, how would I describe it?
Nerd Emporium?
Nerd Emporium. I love that. So it has a lot of different things. So it's got clothing and...
Their main thing is comic books.
comic books, Doctor Who, Game of Thrones, all the geeky, nerdy
Superheroes.
stuff. Yes.
Star Wars.
They also have movies, records, posters, a lot of clothing line there.
Yeah, we went to a small one, so I kind of forgot that.
Yeah. They kind of split the store half and half, or they at least try to anyway.
There's a lot of marijuana paraphernalia, too.
There can be.
Which is odd.
Can be. I tend to overlook that stuff.
Yeah.
I'm just not interested.
Yeah, as non-marijuana consumers, the paraphernalia is lost on us.
That's on the other side of the store. I just stick to one side.
Yeah.
So,
It's basically like where all your nerd dreams come true.
it really is. I just like to go there because they have a lot of those collectible action figures and stuff like that.
I like it too.
It's fun to look at.
Mm-hmm.
So I went pretty much straight to the back where they had all the comics on the racks.
Mm-hmm.
I'm somewhat of a collector of graphic novels now for the Marvel Universe. Lately I've been
As of today.
Well, no, I've been slowly building. What I'm trying to
Oh, that's right. You do have a bunch.
I do have a bunch. What I'm trying to do is purchase graphic novels that relate to the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So any of the major events from the comics that they decide to write a movie with or do like some kind of crossover event in the movies, I like to read the source material first.
Which is great, because then you can teach me about it.
Absolutely. So I like to do a little comparison of how they do it in the comics compared to how they do it in like live action.
Oh, that book was so much better.
It's comics are up for interpretation. So the first one I did not purchase this one today. This has been part of my stash, but I touched on it last week. Movie that's going to be coming out in May.
That was weird.
Yeah. So this is Marvel Age of Ultron, the graphic novel. So it's a collection of all of the comic books related to this crossover event. So it has all the Avengers, the Fantastic Four, X-Men, everybody's involved.
Not Spider-Man.
Spider-Man's in this.
Oh, my mistake.
It's everybody in the universe.
Oh, because Sony doesn't own the comic books.
Right. That's right. So what I did purchase you do. What I did purchase today, first off, is the Marvel Civil War major crossover event. This basically is a event that pits superhero against superhero.
I don't like that.
This will be the basis for the upcoming Captain America movie.
Are there 2 Captain Americas?
No, it's just artistry.
What's that for?
Fantastic Four.
Oh, got it. Okay.
Yep. So the Fantastic Four, X-Men, everybody that's involved, that's a superhero in the Marvel Universe, is involved in this in some way.
Now, when's this movie coming out?
This one will be coming out next year, probably sometime April or May. This is going to be...
Hey. Sorry, go ahead.
So this will be the first Marvel movie for next year. So it'll be Age of Ultron and Ant-Man this year, and then Captain America 3 Civil War.
So it's safe to say Captain America doesn't die in Age of Ultron?
It's never safe to say anything. I don't know.
What's the one that they showed?
In the Marvel Universe...
Oh, that was Civil War when they showed that really sad drawing of Captain America laying down dead and Tony Stark crying over him.
Spoiler alert. In the Marvel Universe, no hero is ever killed off. And it's actually... when I was telling you about the Deadpool kills the Marvel Universe,
Not really.
It's hilarious because it's so self-aware. And the character Deadpool breaks the fourth wall constantly in the comic books, and he actually says that only the heroes and villains that are no longer popular basically die. And it's written in the comic book, which is hilarious, and it's so true. If a hero or a villain is no longer popular to the masses, then they kill them off in some way. So
R.I.P. Ant-Man.
Well, we'll see. We'll
Aquaman.
see. Aquaman. Well, that's getting into another universe there.
That's DC?
That's DC.
Oh, my God. I'm so sorry.
That's alright. I understand. It can get very confusing. There's a lot of superheroes running around right now.
There really are. Someone should really corral them.
Corral them up. Yeah, put them all under one.
Yeah.
Superman versus Thor. They've done a crossover event back in the past.
Wait, was it actually Superman versus Thor? How'd that go?
They did a DC versus Marvel comic book crossover event.
Well, who won?
I don't remember. I didn't read it.
Don't you think a third party would have to do it?
It was co-wrote. Writers from both sides wrote it.
Oh, okay. Yep. Did Cap or Thor win?
I don't know.
I'm sorry. Did Superman or Thor win?
I don't know. I didn't read it yet. All I know is that it exists.
Fair enough. I don't like Captain America.
So my I know you don't.
He's so boring.
I know. So my final purchase today was the Marvel Infinity major event.
That's Thanos.
That is Thanos.
Thank you.
The Mad Titan. Basically, this is going to be probably the majority of the source material for Avengers Infinity War Parts 1 and 2.
When is that?
That'll be 2018 and 2019, I believe.
Who even knows if they'll be alive by then?
Who?
Anyone.
Oh, we'll be alive by then. Don't worry.
We'll probably have to get babysitters to see that.
Maybe. We'll see.
Maybe.
We'll see. But, like I said, I like to purchase the source material and kind of read up on it.
You're making quite the commitment.
I'm trying.
2018 is not a year I can even fathom. It's too far away.
We'll see what happens.
Well, I'm sure it'll happen.
Hopefully. So that's what I got for my hobby in today.
That's all you got?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll go again?
Yeah.
Alright. Oh, you know what I did? Put everything else on top of my hobby.
What's your hobby?
Excuse me. Excuse me.
Knitwear everywhere. Oh my god. Oh my god.
I did it! I got there. Whew. Okay, so as I mentioned last week, I got this sack of bumps from Spun Right Round on Etsy. And I've been using them to practice spinning before I like start something like that bat I just got when I don't actually know how to do it. So I've been spinning on, this is the second one I've done. I've been splitting these bumps in half so that I can ply them later on. So right now I'm still just trying to spin evenly and to the weight I want. You finished one half.
Now, how do you spin to the weight you want? Is it if you go faster, you get a lighter weight?
I will let you know when I find out.
Okay.
I know there's a science answer for that, but I haven't figured it out in my own
knitting.
In my own life. Yeah, and then this is the other half of it. This is my Tina Angora's spindle from Etsy. I think I forgot to mention last time that this is a $13 spindle.
Woo!
And it's incredible. I mean, granted, I don't know a lot about spindles, so maybe it's not incredible. Maybe it's crap. But it doesn't feel like crap.
Yeah, hey.
Yeah,
if it works for you.
It spins for a long time. It spins smoothly.
You're satisfied with it.
I'm very satisfied with it.
Well, there you go. That's all that matters.
So pretty.
It's worth the money.
So pretty. Yeah, so right now I'm still trying to get it even into the weight I want, like I said. But I still am doing the park and draft method of drop spindling. Because when you spin, there's two things that need to be done. It needs to spin, obviously, and you need to draft. And drafting is when you pull fibers apart. See?
Yes.
So you're supposed to be able to do that at the same time. You're supposed to be able to spin this.
Yeah.
And as you're doing that, draft this. I can't do that yet.
It seems like a lot of coordination.
It's too complicated. Yeah. So what I do is I spin it and then I park it.
Yep.
And then
you draft. Yeah,
you have to pinch off the twist.
Yep. And draft.
And then draft and then pull it out.
Makes
That's
sense.
been working, but
well, more
as
practice,
I work my way through the bumps, I'm gonna try to do it all in one motion. Boom. I'm gonna do it all in one motion. So. And then I'll try plying after that. And I'll try different kinds of plying.
What's plying?
Plying is so this is called a single. Help. This is called a single.
A single ply?
A single ply.
One ply, huh?
One ply. What's the joke?
Toilet paper.
Okay. This is single ply, and then it's just when you twist them together. Different singles together.
I see.
There's advantages to it. I'll let you know when I know what they are.
Okay.
So, that's what I've been up to. Hobbying.
Good hobbying.
Thank you. Sorry I threw all that stuff at you.
It's fine.
I'm not sorry.
Whatever.
What's next, Ryan?
I don't know.
I'll be in charge.
Hobbied? So we've hobbied.
We've hobbied.
What are we hobbying about?
Storytelling.
Story time.
Today we're going to talk about shows that we make an effort to watch live.
Ooh.
As they're on television.
Indeed.
Why don't you go first? Because I don't have anything good to talk about.
What shows are we watching live?
We aren't.
We aren't.
What
am I watching
watch?
live? Lately it's been kind of hit and miss. I'm trying to keep up with a couple. I mean, obviously they're superhero related.
Do you watch Flash?
I've tried to keep up with Flash. I've tried to keep up with Arrow.
I've heard good things about all of them.
Flash and Arrow are a crossover. They're both based in the same TV universe.
Got it.
They've done a couple of crossover events, and I guess they're going to be planning on doing crossover events once a year, which is kind of cool. So they can do a season and a half, and then they'll do a crossover event, and then they'll go back to their own stuff. So I've been trying to keep up with those. I've been trying to keep up with Gotham, which I was on board with at first. The end of the season kind of...
You didn't like it as much?
It lost its way a little bit. They
oh no.
The first few episodes of the season was about the city. You know, it was different from anything else that I've seen because the city itself wasn't just a set piece. It was as much of a character as the other actual actors. So it was it was just so much more. You can get more involved with the show,
right?
But if it got so much more about
Twinkle all
just
over me.
so much Twinkle. It just got so much about, you know, trying to keep it, you know, it's a show that it's about Batman, but it's not about Batman. And they kept kind of going...
Well, first of all, Ryan, let me stop you right there. It's about Bruce Wayne. He's not Batman yet.
Not yet. See, that's the problem, though. They keep going... They're bringing in characters that are involved in, like, Batman's world when Batman is Batman. But Batman is a little Bruce Wayne right now. So it's very confusing.
Are they showing them their pre-villain days?
Kind of. That's the weird part about it. It's like it's mixing and molding. It's different, and I don't know. It's like they don't know what direction they want to go in right now.
Did they get renewed?
They did.
Well,
There will be another season.
So they have a chance to figure it out. Bob's Burgers got picked up for a 6th season.
Yes. That's exciting. I like to hear that.
Yep.
So I've been trying to keep up with those. I've been trying to get into Agent Carter, which is a Marvel.
Did that start?
It did.
Good for her.
It started on rave reviews. So I missed the first episode. I'm trying to catch up. There's just so much going on.
I like when they give ladies their own shows.
Oh, and she's so kick-ass too. It's just I'm glad they gave a lead role to a female finally, because she's such a strong character in the comics. So to give her her own platform, I think is completely justified.
And they keep almost promising to do right by a woman by putting Black Widow in.
Black Widow.
And then they keep just falling short.
Well, they're going to be giving a solo film to Captain Marvel, who actually...
Who is a lady.
It is a lady, Carol Danvers.
She's easily confused with Wonder Woman based on her outfit, but don't worry about it, it's not Wonder Woman.
Good to know. Thank you.
Wonder Woman is DC, so watch out. They can't.
You're catching on quick.
I know. I actually learned that the other day on the Geek Girls Craft.
Geek Girls Craft, huh?
Hold on, let me pull that up.
While you're looking that up, I'm just going to talk about one last show. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I've been trying to keep up with that. The first season was
yeah, I was right. Geek Girls
iffy.
Craft.
But it's been getting better. That show is directly related to what's going on in the movies. So it's kind of like a more specific, plot-driven, with like a smaller cast of lesser-known folks. So
I've heard the problem with that show is that
well, there's multiple problems, but
one of the problems is that because it's tied in with the movie universe, they don't want to put anything like exciting in the show because they want to save that for the movies.
Well, actually, they have. They've pretty much outright linked the show to an upcoming movie in a couple years, The Inhumans.
Couple years?
Yeah.
Who knows if that show will be alive by then, right?
I'm hoping it is, but they've already linked it, so they've kind of tied into this whole... They're working around the concept that they cannot talk about mutants in this Marvel universe because...
Oh, do they call them miracles?
They're miracles. They cannot be called mutants because Fox owns the rights to the title Mutants.
Maybe Stan Lee should have thought about that.
Well, it's not Stan Lee's fault. It's Disney Marvel's fault because they're trying to build on all these things, but they don't have all the rights.
I can't wait for Stan Lee's cameo in this podcast.
Oh my god. How funny. Maybe I'll dress up as Stan Lee and just kind of walk by.
You just Jackson up as Stan Lee.
Oh my god. Stanley Jackson.
He's like just a creepy old guy watching old ladies. So
yeah,
Ken!
I'm trying to keep up with those shows. I have never been good about sticking with a show from start to finish. I tried to do that with House a long time ago.
The House got so bad.
It got so diluted at the end of it. I still like to watch the reruns.
Was it all a dream?
So House, I tried that with. What else have I tried that with? There's been countless TV shows that I've started up with. I felt good about, and just.
I don't like making that kind of commitment.
I do if it's the right time slot. The later they are, like 9 o'clock, I'm
bed.
I'm petering out. I mean, I'm done by that point. So I can't stay awake and fully comprehend what's happening anymore at that point.
I was knitting something for your sister last night, which I'll talk about on the next time because it's for her birthday. But I did one of them and it came out great. And then 2 seconds later, I started the second one. And
they're fine.
it was completely, like...
They look great.
Yeah, they look fine, but if you look at them closely, they're different. Because it was past 8:30 or something. Well, so I get it.
We'll talk about that more next week. Because I'd love to weigh in, but I don't want to ruin them.
So do you watch any shows that aren't superhero-y?
I'm trying to think if there's anything.
What makes a show... Well, I guess I'll just say quickly the shows I watch. I watch pretty much exclusively crappy sitcoms. I kind of gave up on Mike and Molly ever since. Did you ever watch Mike and Molly?
I've seen a few.
So she quit her job as a teacher because she decided she wanted to be a writer, which is fine. Except then as soon as she quit, she all of a sudden got, like, all this success as a writer. And I'm like, okay, maybe she's just really good at it. And then all of a sudden she's like, oh, I'm going to the Iowa Writers Workshop. And I'm like, forget it, I'm done. Because that's the most prestigious writing workshop in the country. And she's like, oh, I just got in. I'm like, forget it. Like, I'm done with this.
How realistic.
Yeah. I like Two Broke Girls, even though it's gross. I really like...
Kat Dennings is great, though.
Yeah, and she has an amazing rack.
I think she's hilarious as an actress.
She's very funny.
Very strong in front of the camera. Made appearances in Thor.
Meow meow.
Meow meow.
I watched The Middle and Modern Family.
Yes, Modern Family.
My favorite's The Middle, though.
I prefer Modern Family, but The Middle is good.
Yeah. I feel like Modern Family...
It's a 1-2 punch for ABC.
I feel like Modern Family...
ABC, right? I think it's ABC.
I think so, because they've been to Disney World, so it must have been ABC.
It's a good 1-2 punch on Wednesday nights.
Modern Family's good, but I feel like it's not as good as people say it is.
I love Phil Dunphy.
Yeah. But they keep getting all these awards, and I'm like, it's good, but is it that good?
Well, this past award season, they didn't win as many as they have.
I guess, yeah.
I feel like they've peaked, unfortunately.
So. They've been on a long time.
Yeah. I think it's time for them to kind of step aside and let other TV shows...
I used to watch Grey's Anatomy, and then for that same reason, I was like, can we be done with this? Like...
Lauren's big into that show. She's got all the seasons.
Still?
Oh, yeah. They're all stacked up over there.
Oh, no, I know she still has the seasons. I mean, does she still watch it?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, she's devoted.
I like... The McCarthys on Thursday nights is so funny. That's a new one this season. It's about an Irish family living in Boston. So funny. It might just be because we live here and we have known Irish families, but it's so spot on. It's incredible. Gerard McCarthy, make it into the High School Hall of Fame. Unbelievable.
I'm going to have to see this one. I haven't seen that one.
As soon as he said Gerard McCarthy, I was like peeing my pants. I was laughing so hard. Gerard McCarthy.
Gerard McCarthy.
And that's on after Big Bang Theory. And
I used to be into that one. Big Bang Theory.
It's cute. Still. Yeah.
I lost it a couple seasons ago.
Well, Sheldon keeps making, like, emotional strides with Amy, which on the one hand is satisfying.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, it's like, you're not really supposed to. You know? Like, you kissed her and liked it, and I'm like, eh.
That's not Sheldon. That's not the Sheldon I grew up with.
Yeah. Pretty much. It's been on for 27 years. Have you ever seen Moms?
No.
With Allison Janney and Anna Faris. It's cute. Funny.
Oh! Didn't she just win an award for that show? Allison Janney?
She was nominated. I didn't see if she won.
I thought she won.
She might
Best
have.
Supporting.
She's really good.
Oh, she's awesome.
Yeah.
They showed a couple of clips.
Yeah, so that's what I watch, for the most part. And not even devotedly.
Yeah.
If I miss it, it's fine. What makes a show worth...
Oh.
What?
I completely forgot of one.
Yes?
Monday Night Raw.
Monday Night Raw.
Been a wrestling fan for years. Still keep up with it as much as possible.
Why?
That's a good question.
No, I don't mean that, like, why?
Why?
Why exactly? Like a horse?
It's not a horse.
Is it a horse,
it's
though?
It's not a horse.
It's a horse.
I mean, I was big into it. I first got into it in, like, 6th grade. That was the start of the so-called Attitude Era, when it was a skosh over PG-13. Like it was.
Skosh. I love that word.
It was a skosh. It was pretty raunchy back in the day, and a lot of it I didn't even like. It just went over my head because I was so young.
Just Ryan.
But it was fun because of the storytelling, like the characters that they built up. I mean, it was they yell at each other, they kick each other's butts in the ring, and then they go yell at other people.
I don't need any more of that than what I get at home.
Oh well.
Just kidding.
I didn't have enough of that
Just
at home,
kidding.
I guess.
I do have a nice home. We should actually talk about that in a separate storytelling segment because I feel like you have a lot to say about that.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Talk about that next week. Something to look forward to.
Okay. What makes a show worthy of you sticking around for? Like, what makes you... There's so many shows on. Why do you pick the ones you do to keep coming back?
There could be a couple of reasons, actually.
Can I touch my Twinkle while you're talking?
Yes, please.
Okay.
That
sounded so dirty.
PG-13.
I want that to be the title of this podcast. Touch your Twinkle.
There has to be at least one of like three reasons. It has to be the main character needs to be relatable. The protagonist I have to be able to relate to, in some way, either that through their backstory or their morals or just what they're striving for moving forward, whatever it may be. I have to be able to relate to them on some level.
Sure.
It has to be of an interest of mine. So I mean, big into superheroes, so I watch Flash, Arrow, all those other ones.
I'm big into Kat Dennings.
Well, there you go. And I just had a third reason that was Dynamite, and I can't think of what it was now.
Dynamite.
It really needs to have a strong story behind it. If it like I kind of critiqued Gotham unfavorably, but it was because it seemed like the story just kept losing. Like it would be going, and then it would just veer off onto this tangent, and it made no sense for the main plot of the whole season. Like it just, I got lost a couple times.
My only qualification for watching a show is it has to make me happy consistently. Yeah. And sometimes all that is that I have to like the color of the show.
Yeah.
Like that's why I like Adventure Time. That is horrible. That is a horrible thing to watch. It's mind numbing. But the colors are so beautiful that sometimes I watch it.
Colors, Duke. The colors.
So
I'm colorblind.
So that's my qualification.
That makes sense. And, that was actually one of the strong points for Gotham. Was it was
dark.
Yeah, it was dark and dreary, but it was
make me happy.
Well, no, it was perfect for the story.
Needs more Twinkle.
Needs a lot more Twinkle. But I think that's why Arrow and Flash are cool, because it's a grittier version than in the comics, but we've got a guy dressed in a green archer costume and a guy dressed in a red spandex from head to toe.
Fair.
So it's kind of cool.
Okay. We need to go to the next segment.
Yes, let's.
Which is the Jackson Chronicles.
The Jackson Chronicles.
Do you want to get him, or do you just want to talk without him?
Why don't we have him on next week? Let's talk.
Okay, we'll give him time to prepare.
Yeah.
Sure.
Last week I feel like he was a little...
Well, he was really tired
jumpy.
last week.
Well,
it's earlier.
He just didn't want to sit still.
Yeah,
so
he was kind of mad at us.
Let's go every other week, I think, with him.
Okay. So, let's talk a little bit about the process of adopting a dog.
Okay.
Sometime we'll go into, like, the benefits of adopting and why
so we're just going to touch on the process today.
Should not buy from a pet store. But I don't want to get into that right now. That's, like, a big topic.
We can talk about that later.
So let's talk about the process.
The process.
Okay. So I think you mentioned last week that we looked him up on Pet Finder.
Yep.
And we found him. We looked for shelters near us.
Did you link to them?
Save a Dog?
Did you put them in the show notes?
I did.
Thank you.
Save a Dog is trying to raise money to purchase the land that they're on. So I linked to them.
Awesome.
Don't feel obliged, just if you want to do a nice thing. They're a really good facility.
They really are. They got a great facility. They such kind people working there.
Yeah. I can't say enough good things about them.
Really.
So first of all, if you're going to adopt a dog, the first place is Pet Finder.
Yep.
That you should go.
So that was my go-to first also.
Yep, that's where all the shelters and rescue groups, for the most part, post their adoptable dogs. Sorry, I have to fix my hair. They post their adoptable dogs.
Me too.
OMG. They have a great search function. You put your location and any specifications that you have. For instance, we are hoping to adopt our second dog.
We are?
In the next few months. Or within the year, maybe.
Yeah.
You know that.
Yeah.
I didn't make that up.
No, I know.
We need to get Jackson a sister. So within the year, so we go in to Pet Finder and we put where we live and we say we want a dog instead of a cat or a ferret.
Yes.
Vicious and then ferrets. You can say the size of dog you're looking for, the gender, the breed.
You can really whittle it down pretty close to exactly what you're looking for.
So, like, for example, when I'm looking for Jackson's sister, I put our location, dog. I want a female dog this time. Female, small to medium, because let's be real, I'm not big enough to control anything bigger than Jackson. I'm just a little person.
Yeah.
Small to medium. I want her to be house trained because most likely we'll be in an apartment. Mm-hmm. So, I don't have a problem potty training a dog, just not in an apartment.
Yeah, that's gonna be tough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I say I want her house trained.
Let's just clone Jackson.
Sure. And that we want her to be good with dogs.
Yep.
And good with little kids, because in the time that we're going to have this dog, we will have little kids.
It's possible.
God willing. So we want her to be good with all those things. And then it pulls up a list, and you just go through and look for him. Yep. And it's so easy. I would argue the easiest.
It really is. They make it so simple.
They also have a search function where you can look for shelter and rescue groups near you. So you can just go through and go to their websites directly, which is...
So if you get a favorite, you can find them right away.
Yeah. That's easy peasy. Mm-hmm. What was your timeline?
What do you mean?
What was...
Like when I started to...
When you applied...
When we finally got him?
So when you want to get a dog, usually you have to put in an application with the shelter.
Correct.
So what was your timeline after putting in the application?
So I put in the application, and I think they got back to me within 48 hours. They told me Save a Dog specifically does meet and greets for the initial meet, and they suggest anybody who's going to be living in that household to come by, meet the dog or cat or whatever you're...
Ferret.
A ferret, yes. Whatever you're intending on adopting.
Twinkle ferret. If I had a ferret, I would 100% name it Twinkle.
Oh my god. You'd be vicious as hell, too.
No, they're not vicious!
Just because you name it Twinkle, it's going to get angry.
They always smell like pee, though.
Yeah, I'm not interested in ferrets.
I didn't ask you to be.
So it was 48 hours that got back to me. We scheduled a meet and greet.
For like that week.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
It was just a few days later.
Yeah, so the timeline can be based on personal preference in that aspect. It's whenever the most convenient for you.
The shelter, too.
Yeah, sometimes shelters will do specific dates where they'll have like an open house for meet and greets.
Mm-hmm. Which is what we did.
There are sometimes instances where a specific dog will not be available at the open house for a meet and greet. You have to set up something specifically for that dog.
With their foster home. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, and then we went to meet him, and then they called you that afternoon.
They really...
And then you picked him up 2 days later.
Yep.
So that was easy. I have adopted a dog before.
So that was that was less than a week.
Yeah, you had him like a week later.
Yeah.
I had a different experience. I adopted a dog after I graduated from college. I went on Pet Finder, and I found a little dog. My parents I was living with them. They told me I could adopt a dog. It was fine. I pulled up, she was supposed to be a 1-year-old Cairn Terrier. She ended up being a 5-month-old Jack Russell Terrier because I was lied to. So that's why she doesn't live with us anymore. I found her a really good home, though, that can handle a Jack Russell puppy.
Yeah.
That family was not me. It wasn't fair to her. Anyway, I applied for her, and she lived in the South, which is a big thing for dogs because they
Dixie dogs.
In the South, they have less strict spay and neuter laws and also more high kill shelters. So rescue groups from the North, where we don't have as many dogs who need homes, they go down south to rescue them and bring them back up. She was still down south when I adopted her, so I didn't get a chance to meet her beforehand. So I had 2 phone interviews. And then I picked her up 2 weeks later off a bus. which is how they send them up. They send them up on a van, and you go pick them up in like a Lowe's parking lot or something, which seems sketchy, but it wasn't. Like, that's just how it is. It was sketchy in that they completely lied to me about the dog, but whatever. Yeah, so usually once you hear about the application, it's a week to 2 weeks to get the dog. One thing I wanted to talk about is don't get your heart set on one dog.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember, but before Jackson, there was a border collie named Oreo at the American Rescue League. No, was it American Rescue League?
It was in Boston.
American Rescue League of Boston.
Yep.
Animal Rescue League of Boston. What? Obviously. Animal Rescue League of Boston. And when we inquired about her, she was already adopted.
Yeah.
So, which worked out because Jackson's better.
I feel like that happened another time also, where I sent in an application they were already spoken for. I feel like it was with Save a Dog too.
I don't know. I don't remember, but it happened to me before I adopted Maggie, I applied to adopt a Westie, and they called me and they said that she had a really rough life, and there's different rules in Massachusetts for dogs who come from out of state. They need to be quarantined, and they didn't want her to have to go through that, which I understood. I didn't want her to do that either. Sometimes shelters and rescue groups have really unnecessarily strict bless you.
Thank you.
Unnecessarily strict guidelines. Like, you have to have a fenced yard. You have to be home 24 hours a day.
Yikes.
You cannot have any children under the age of 10. Which obviously makes it really hard for dogs to get adopted. So if you're looking to get a dog and they stop you in that way,
don't give up.
I don't know what to say.
Don't give
try
up.
again.
I mean, that's why you don't set your heart on one dog.
You can't, yeah, which is unfortunate.
There's so many that are just that are available for adoption anyway. So.
There really are. Want to get tacky for a minute and talk about money?
Sure.
Do you want to talk about how much it costs, like adoption fees?
I honestly don't remember how much it was.
You don't remember?
No.
This varies based on shelter groups.
Yeah.
I think I spent $500 to get Maggie up here, which included her transportation fee.
There can be differences in price as it relates to the dog's age. So if it's a puppy, it may cost more.
Yes, they usually do discount for senior dogs because they need homes
exactly.
much more.
So I mean, I think Jackson was $400.
I think that's the range.
He was in the $400 range, and he was just about a year old.
That costs more than what you would think.
Yeah.
To adopt a dog, but the reason is that it's essentially a donation to future dogs.
Right.
It pays for their spay or neuter. Mm-hmm. It pays for any treatments they need. Sometimes they'll come with heartworm. They need to be treated.
Yep. Jackson was.
He had heartworm?
Oh no, they had him.
Oh yeah.
They tested him and just made sure
it pays for all their shots. It pays for boarding them. It's how they stay open. And the reason, and you're like, well, that's not $400, which is true, but sometimes there's dogs who need more.
Right. So basically, they cover their own costs, but they still need to keep the building up.
Yeah.
So I understood it. They didn't even.
It's essentially a donation. Like I can't.
I mean, from a business standpoint, I understand it completely.
I think it turns people off from adopting, though.
It can,
because you're like, I can get a puppy,
right?
This much, but you also have to remember that, and like if you get a puppy from a breeder, that I'm not criticizing that in any capacity.
No,
that's a fine way to get a dog.
What it comes down to is personal preference, really.
It does.
I mean, if you're not comfortable adopting a dog because their history may be cloudy at best. I mean, I can't fault people for going that route.
Yeah, but we feel strongly about this, so we would like to put our opinion out there so that maybe people who aren't thinking that way
I advocate strongly.
That way.
I advocate strongly for adoption over going to a breeder, but I completely understand either way.
What you have to remember is that you're saving one dog,
yep,
and you're also saving another because another dog gets to take his place in the shelter.
Yep.
So that's why the money costs so much. So, pro-adoption?
Very much so.
Pro-adoption.
Pro-adoption.
Yay!
It's Jackson approved.
Jackson approved. Oh, and it's so rewarding adopting a rescue dog. Watching them come around. And
his turnaround was incredible.
And like you can see that they appreciate that. They're like, I live in a house now? I can't talk about this anymore. I'm going to cry. I can't.
Why don't we move on to...
things we have feelings about.
Oh,
This is clearly what I have
perfect
feelings
lead
about.
in. Perfect lead in.
What do you have feelings about?
This week I've got feelings about hockey and the Boston Bruins.
Oh yeah, that's happening.
Yes, it is. This week has been a strong week. Actually, the past 2 weeks have been a strong week for the Boston Bruins. They've won 5 games in a row, going for number 6 this evening.
Damn.
Yeah, they've really turned their season around. And,
Are they going to be able to do that now that you've just said that?
well, I'm hoping. I'm not really into the whole jinxing the team.
Well, if they lose, I'm telling them that it was you.
That's fine. You tell them it was
Mr.
me.
Pastafarian is going to be so mad at you.
I think she's referring to David Pastrnak, who's
Nope.
the rookie of the team. Are you sure?
Yeah, I am.
New rookie phenom. Very excited to see him be playing with the big club. It's been nice to see some exciting hockey getting played because the season has just been not depressing, but just
brutal.
it's been disappointing up to this point because the team they were built for a championship for a while, and when they're not playing up to snuff, you get kind of.
Well, Ryan, their strong defensive end makes it for low-scoring games.
She's trying.
I know that's a thing that's true.
I know.
God.
I know. Now, I'm hoping that
We're fighting.
Oh,
Just kidding.
I'll talk to them.
No, just kidding.
Um,
Can we still get yogurt later?
We can get you.
Okay.
So, Bruins. That's what I'm feeling strong about this week.
What about the Patriots? Do you have any feelings about that?
Oh my God, it's hard not to forget about them.
But somehow you did.
I somehow did. It's tough because they only play once a week, and with the Bruins playing repetitively during the week, I kind of get.
I think that's
pulled
why I
into
actually
that.
like football, is because that's about as much as I can keep up.
Yeah.
Once a week.
I mean, I'm excited for the Patriots tomorrow. I'll be wearing Patriots garb tomorrow, obviously, to support the team.
Obviously. I'm going to be wearing pajamas because it's Sunday. So.
No, that's they've had an incredible season. Although I can't say that they've been playing to the expectation that was set before the season began, based on the personnel that they were going to have on the field. This is
You lost me.
This team, they have a lot of good players.
Thank you.
So they need to be
don't
winning.
patronize me.
No, the team was built to get to the point where they are now.
Would you say they have the need for speed?
They're not really a speed team. Good try, though.
Thank you.
No, I honestly believe that they should be able to pull it out against the Indianapolis Colts this weekend. We'll see them in the Super Bowl in Arizona.
No, jinx it again.
I'm not jinxing them. This is almost a certainty at this point. They've beaten they beat this team a few weeks ago, and they did it in dominating fashion.
We're going to lose now.
We better not.
Do you want to bet?
I will not be on next week's podcast if they lose, because I can't show my face after that.
Yeah, the knitters are going to hold it against you.
They might. They're gonna come after me with all those needles.
That's true. We do have sharp objects.
Too many.
Well, do you want to know what I have feelings about?
I do.
I have feelings about sweaters.
Sweaters?
Sweaters, indeed. So, I have knit very few sweaters in my knitting career.
I see.
I just like knitting little things better. Not even little things, just like things that I don't have to worry about how they fit.
Yeah.
But I've knit a few, and... Alright, ladies, here's something that's a true fact. Your boobs can keep growing into your 20s. So, I knit all these sweaters a couple years ago. Then all of a sudden last year got boobs. So, now they don't fit anymore. So I would like to... The Knitmore girls talk about Operation Sweater Chest. I'm sorry. I can see how you went there, though.
Go on.
They talked about having, like, a wardrobe of sweaters that you like to wear.
Mm.
So Ravelry has a queue function where you can put patterns that you want to knit next. And you can categorize them. So I made a category called Operation Sweater Drawer instead of chest.
Okay.
And,
all right. I understood that now. I'm glad.
Oh, you really didn't understand it?
Sweat.
Like a chest of sweaters.
Yeah, I get it now.
All right. So.
Anywho.
Anyway. So I made a category for these, and it's still a work in progress. But I'm working on picking a series of like 5 to 7 sweaters to make over the course of a long time, obviously, that are going to be go-to items in my wardrobe.
Nice.
And I'll just buy the yarn as I need it because I don't stash sweater yarn because I don't have space for that.
Cabinet's getting full.
It just seems not wasteful, but it seems like I stash plenty of single skeins.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I just don't impulse buy sweater quantities.
You really don't.
Well,
I've never seen you do it.
it's just too much to handle. I think I accidentally have 2 sweaters worth of yarn. One was from a sweater that didn't work out, so I have to frog it. And the other I was gonna make immediately and then didn't. So I have two sweaters worth of yarn, but the rest I'll just buy as I need it, and make a nice sweaters to complement my life.
That sounds nice.
Yeah, very excited about it. So if you're on Ravelry, you can go look up that part of my queue.
Sweet.
I am with Pointed Sticks on Ravelry. On that note, time to wrap it up.
Wrap it up.
Do you have anything else you'd like to say?
I think we covered a lot this week.
We did cover a lot.
A lot of passion this week.
Oh, much passion. I've had a lot of feelings this week. I don't know.
It was a weird week.
It was a weird week because it was really cold
Yeah.
and dreary.
Yeah, it was bright.
There was one night I scraped about half an inch of ice off my car.
Oh.
Like, you know, I have a de-icer spray that my father gave me that usually I don't have to scrape my car. It just takes care of it. This, I was spraying and then, like, scraping like this. And I was like half an hour before I was out of the parking lot. Yeah, so it's just been a dreary week. And
then today, just 180.
Well, the sun was out.
Yeah, bright and sunny. It was still cold, but I thought it was a very good day.
I'm worried about the microphone because it keeps flashing red.
It does that from time to time.
Oh, okay. All right, so that's our show. Thanks for coming.
Thanks for having me.
And you too. Thanks for coming. Thanks for sticking around. The podcast is on Facebook, facebook.com/withpointedsticks. It has a Ravelry group, as I mentioned, with Pointed Sticks on Ravelry. I am on Twitter as Susan Knits a Lot, and I'm on Instagram and Ravelry as with Pointed Sticks. Where are you?
I'm on Twitter. It's all bub.
It's all bub.
That's it for now.
Yeah.
For now.
Yeah. Cool.
Awesome.
Cool.
I'm gonna go put my Bruin socks on.
Oh, nice. It is pretty cold. I want to definitely be warmer than I am currently.